Hello everybody, this is my white willow fusion pollard willow, which some of you may have seen in the past. If not, you're a newer subscriber or just someone who's dropped in on this video. There are other videos in a playlist, the link of which will be in the end screen. I'm trying to create the kind of pollard willows I see when I'm walking my dog around the lanes near my house. Oh, they're all over this part of the world. Basically it's a tree form that's not really usually seen in bonsai. In fact, I don't know of very many people that are doing it at all. But let me give you a quick 360. I have no idea now how many trees are in this bundle. Quite a number, and gradually they are beginning to fuse one with the other, and I'm beginning to get this nice knot at the top, reminiscent of when in the real world these pieces are chopped off to make baskets or hurdles or fencings or wicker chairs, those sorts of things. And then as it grows back a huge number of shoots from the cut ends, and of course the top just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I'll pop some photos in here for you to have a look at. If I pop in this drinks can, this is a full-size drinks can, you can see it's a fair size trunk once it fuses, and I have another willow fusion project which is coming along quite nicely, in which I have removed all the extra growth and just left the trunk, and I'll show you that here now. Yeah, here's that other willow project. Yeah, as I say, it's been allowed to grow like mad and then cut back so that it's just the trunk, and we'll see which one fully fuses first. It's been a bit of a race, but we'll see. In contrast with that, I'm not going to cut off all these growths on this tree. I'm going to leave these to see if they can just keep growing and further fuel the growth of this part. But I'm also going to weave and interconnect some pieces. I'm also, because this tree spent a lot of time last year sort of trying to repot itself almost, if I turn it onto its side, I'll move the camera in and turn it onto its side and show you what I mean. So as you can see, this tree, these trees, however you want to think of them, I like to think of it as this tree, keeps pushing the roots and the bottom of this pot into the water tray, questing for water. It's a willow and it loves the water. It actually filled this water tray twice last year, absolutely filled with roots which were coming out over the side, and I had to cut it away flush with the bottom of the pot, and this is its third time of now coming out through the bottom. So although in the long term I love the silhouette of this tree in this pot, I'd like it to go back into this pot. I've built a wooden box, and I'm going to pot it up into a large wooden box to see if I can fuel this extra growth up top, and then once we've got fusion and I want the tree to calm down with its growth a bit, then it can go back into this pot. I'm going to try and cut these roots away definitely not wanting to come out without a fight. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera off and move it well out of the way. I've already smashed one camera this month and I don't want to do that again. So we're back in a minute when I've got it out of the pot. Okay, so a bit out of breath now. Much fighting and pulling. I finally got it out of the pot. It had well and truly glued itself in under this lip. At this point I'm going to cut back some of these external roots that are just going round and round and round, and try and get it into something else. And I think the easiest way is just going to be good old shears. Right. I think I feel that in the next couple of days. I reckon I just wore the skin away, and I'm now thinking to myself, why on earth didn't I use my saw? The answer to that is I didn't think of it, but now that I have, that's got rid of all of the wraparound roots, and it might seem quite severe taking a saw to it like that, but in my experience they rarely mind when they're as vigorous as these. I'm going to take this brush, which is actually a brass brush, a little bit harsher than the nylon one I usually use, but I want to get rid of all this surface stuff, get rid of this moss. Okay, one problem with not cutting this back is every time I turn it round I'm nearly getting poked in the eye with a branch, but never mind. That's better. That's also exposed a few of these radial roots, which is quite nice to see that that's happening. Okay, so let's clean this mess up and put it into its box. So here's the box I made. It's constructed out of the slats that hold up a mattress on a child's bed that was being thrown out by a neighbour, and I said, can I have that wood? And they said yes. So there you go. Doesn't cost me anything apart from a bit of time and some glue and some wood glue and some nails rather. So if it rots after a couple of years it won't really matter. I've not treated it with anything because I don't want to affect the tree. Let's see if the tree actually fits. Pretty much. I'm going to raise it up slightly above the surface of the soil, so yeah, I'm not going to try and take any more off the bottom. Or am I? You know, I just might. Yeah, let me take a little bit more off the bottom. wish I thought to do it that way in the first place, but there you go. If you're cringing and you haven't seen my other video, I talked about this saw before. This saw is only used for this sort of work. I have a better saw that I keep for cutting important things. That's a much better fit. Yeah. It's still going to be up a little bit above the lip of the pot once I've got a little bit of soil under it, but I don't want to take any more root off. So let's get some soil under it. Now there's no real drainage. I haven't drilled any drainage holes in the bottom of this. The planks are just loosely butted up, one against the other. So water will drain out, and of course the wood will absorb some of the water as well. So it's not really an issue about, as I say, this tree was filling that water tray with roots constantly in its quest for water, so I don't think this will puddle and fill up, because it's not watertight, but it will hold the water for quite a long period of time once the tree's been watered, and I think that'll be really good for it if we have another hot summer like we've had the last couple of years. Of course there's no saying that we will, but I'll prepare for it anyway. So that's the roots all taken care of. Now for the top. Now, as I said, you would usually think about cutting back at this point in the fusion business, but and the repotting business for that matter. But what I want is these shoots to just stay on. It's kind of an experiment really, to see whether this will fuse quicker than the other one that I showed you. But what I'm gonna do, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on this. Okay, so I have gaps up here which I want to fill in, so I'm going to thread some of these shoots through, almost like a thread graft. Like so. Now they're going to force fusion by filling those gaps, and then hopefully they can be sort of cut off here and here, and at the base. So it's just a question of shoving them through wherever they will fit, really. That one I'd like to stay in that kind of position, so let's push it right up through the center here. If I can, just like threading a needle, it doesn't want to go where you want it to go. Doesn't matter if I damage the tip. There we go. Okay, so flexible, Willow, and up it goes. Perfect. Okay, that piece can go through like so. You get the picture of that. I'm going to keep doing that and then we'll come back in a minute. Some of these whippy bits have divided into two, so I'm just going to take off the one that's going off at an angle, and that allows me to then try and push that through. As long as you do it gently, they quite happily will bend round and not snap. And then, as I said, cut it off here and here once fusion has occurred. I'll keep going. Okay, so yeah, so the pot hasn't got any proper drainage as such. It does sit on these 3 feet, so the water can seep out gradually. But yeah, what do you call that? Scary thing. I am going to nip out some of these tips, like so. Just to address a little bit of the balance to the amount of roots that I removed. Hopefully this thing will shoot out. It'll, because it's bent down, some of these are shoots, lots of side shoots anyway, but I'm just going to leave it in this pot now for a good couple of years, and we'll see whether we get diffusion quicker than the other tree. Okay, so I can hear the crunch and crack of people's fingers snapping as they're stabbing at the unsubscribe button, but I don't know, perhaps it'll work as a good scarecrow. And I've said it many times, I love me an ugly tree. Obviously most of this mess will get cut back once we've got a good solid knot of fusion. I'm going to put this by the pond where it's not not immediately visible to me at every juncture, because even I'm not sure what to make of it now. But we experiment, we have fun, and I hope you're not so unsubscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.